Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing our daily transparency update and also just discussing Tesla stock a little bit as well. So if you're new here, that just includes me talking about my portfolio's gains or losses for every single stock market day that I can. So that's basically me just trying to keep it real with my viewers and showing you all my progress with a portfolio. And so this is pretty fun to look back on. I mean, even just thinking about 5 months ago, or just sometime like back in May, it's pretty interesting to look at the difference between the value of it right now and the value of it back then, and even the difference in the positions that I have. So now it's me all in on Tesla stock, and then back then it was like me owning Tesla stock, Microsoft stock, and then a little bit of Apple stock as well. So a lot of things have changed since the beginning of these portfolio update videos. So that's one of the main reasons that I do these videos, of course, to just have transparency and also to just keep a record of my history with this portfolio, because in the future, once we eventually hit $1 million in the portfolio, it's just going to be really fun to look back and see where it all started. Now, of course, that's much further out into the future, but I think that is certainly a possibility with the portfolio that we have right now. So anyways, as always, if you enjoy the Tesla videos and the portfolio updates, please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. And also, just to throw this out at the beginning of the video as well, feel free to use my referral link to Robinhood or Webull. If you sign up with my link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially if you use my referral link to Webull and deposit $100 into your account, you'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600, and you can take the $100 right back out. So pretty nice opportunity right there as well. And most of the time I'll sell those free stocks that I get from referrals and I'll use it to buy Tesla stock. But now that we've gotten that all out of the way, let's just go ahead and address the current value of the portfolio and also talk about Tesla stock a little bit and its movement. So we're currently at $174,050.32. So in the normal market hours today, we got a plus 0.16% gain, which is plus $266.48. And then for the after hours, we had a plus 3.05% gain, which is plus $5,159.15. So most of the movement that came out of today was in the after hours. However, we did have a green day for both the normal market hours and the after hours, which is always good, of course. And so as many of you all know, the main reason that most of the movement was in after hours was because of the Q3 earnings report. And I want to save some discussion of that topic for today's news video, but basically they beat expectations as expected. That was my prediction. And so they beat expectations and we got some good results, and the stock actually went up in share value. And so I'm pretty happy about this, even though I was looking for a buying opportunity today. And full disclosure, I did purchase a lot of shares, but I'm still very satisfied with this, as I said, because when I was talking about this in previous videos, I stated that I did expect them to beat expectations, but that I wasn't sure how the market was going to react to that beat, because as we know with many other events in the past, there's been situations where there's actually good news, there's expectations being beat, pretty much as good as it can get for an earnings report, but still sometimes you'll have a sell-off after that announcement if the news is expected to be very good anyways. So in itself, it's good to see that Tesla stock was in the green today after this positive announcement, because as I said, it can go either way with the stock market. It's really unpredictable. So you can have those situations where it's good news, but it still goes in the red after that announcement. So that was good news in itself for us to have a green day. And just to address the rest of the time frames for the portfolio as well, we are currently at minus 3.04% for the past week, which is minus $5,458.68. So according to this chart, we are in the negative still, even after this most recent earnings beat. However, regardless of all of that, I'm very thankful for today's movement upwards, because it was a green day. So you just have to enjoy the small victories when you can, and then don't stress about the rest of the stuff, because I truly think this investment will pay off in the long term. So this is just some noise in the meantime. And for the past month, we're currently up 1.64%, which is plus $2,805.78. I don't know why that's red, considering that it's in the positive. And over the past 3 months, we are up 21.94%, which is plus $31,321.04. And then for the past year, we are currently up 69.54%, which is plus $71,392.92. So that applies to the all-time chart as well, considering that I've been investing on Robinhood for under a year. So overall, we have a pretty solid gain at around 70%. And like I said, over this past week, we're still not in the green, which is a little bit unfortunate. But as I stated, I'm very satisfied with the Q3 earnings report. And just addressing the movement pattern for today, we actually started out in the red at 9 a.m. at minus 0.16% in the pre-market. And then once we got into the normal market hours, we started to see it surge up a little bit at 9:30. So we see this surge from 9:25 all the way up to this peak at 9:40 a.m. That was at plus $2,630. And then it drops back down a little bit to this point at 10:20 a.m. at plus 0.39%. And then we see a little bit more of an incline right here, hitting a peak at 11:05 a.m. at plus 2.30%. It drops back down and then goes back up, and then once again drops back down with some more volatility, hitting this peak and then dropping more. So there was some small scale volatility here, not really strong as in like over and under the line constantly with big drastic movements, but in general, like I said, a little bit of volatility here and there. But the general trend was downwards throughout pretty much the midday until the end of the after hours. So once it got to 3:55 p.m., it was at plus 0.22%, but just a few minutes before that at 3:50, only 5 minutes before, it had dropped down all the way to minus 0.09%. So congrats to those that were actually able to pick up some shares today at this discount right here before the Q3 earnings report. And then from that point at 3:50 p.m. all the way up until this point at 4:10 p.m. is when we saw a huge surge upwards, and that was at plus 3.16%. And then it drops back down to this point at 4:30 p.m. at plus 1.43%. Then we had some more volatility with a general spike upwards until this point at 5:05 p.m. at plus 3.55%. It drops back down to this point once again at 5:50 and then bounces back up once again, in which we're now at plus 3.05% in the after hours. So overall, we did get a little bit of a volatile day. Like I said, it started out in the red, then it continued to go upwards until the midday, and then it started to decline back downwards to this point, goes back under the line, bounces back up, and then more volatility in the after hours based on the release of the earnings report information and then the earnings report conference call, which is where we saw that surge a little bit later on as well, I believe. So a lot of movement today, but overall with a plus 3.39% gain, I'm definitely satisfied. And also, just to address one other thing that you may be wondering about, like I said, I did purchase a few shares today, and I'll be making a separate video just to discuss this purchase and my logic and some of my thoughts about the Q3 earnings report. But I'll go ahead and show you all the receipt for this in this video just to have some transparency. So as you can see, I spent $8,000 on Tesla stock today. I'll just tease you right there with that. We'll go into a little bit more detail in the next video. But as I said, I dropped a pretty big amount on Tesla stock today. I told you all yesterday that I was going to be doing this today, and I followed through on my word, as I always like to do. And so I purchased a pretty big amount today. We would definitely not be at 174 if it wasn't for that purchase, but still, this gets me really excited for when we have another big surge for Tesla stock, because now I have this extra $8,000 in my portfolio that wasn't there before. And so if we have another huge growth day for Tesla stock sometime within this year, then that's going to be a big movement upwards. And honestly, one of my major goals, I guess like more of a hope than a goal because I can't really play a big role in changing the outcome, but one of my hopes by the end of the year is that this portfolio will reach a value of $200,000. Honestly, I would be satisfied as long as it hits $200,000. Even if it goes back under by the end of the year, I would just still be satisfied with the fact that we hit 200K, because that's just pretty exciting to think that I could get to that number so fast. So anyways, now that we've addressed a few of these factors, my purchases, the movements for today, the time frames of the portfolio, and all of that stuff, let's just check out how much we earned today and then the total gains as well. So for today's return, we are at plus 3.22%, or plus $5,425.62. And then finally, for the total return, we're currently at plus 43.58%, which is plus $52,825.16. So overall, pretty solid gain for Tesla stock. But like I said, with these portfolio updates, it's mainly just about me showing the portfolio. And so I want to reserve some discussion about the Q3 earnings report until the news piece for today. But as I expected and predicted in many of my videos, I said that I thought they will beat the Q3 earnings report expectations. So they beat expectations, and that's always a good thing. A lot of the times when you beat expectations, that's good news for the stock. It tends to go up sometimes, and then as I said, on some occasions as well, it can go down even on good news. But in itself, that report contained a lot of good news, and then we had some interesting retail investor questions in the conference call as well. Honestly, it seems like the questions from the retail investors were better than some of the ones by the actual analysts. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. As I said, not a lot of substance for the portfolio updates, but I was able to let you all know about this recent recent purchase that I made, and also just showcase the progress with this portfolio so far. So I greatly appreciate you tuning in, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. Like I said, you can get free stocks if you sign up with my referral link, and especially with Webull, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600. And to get that, all you have to do is sign up with my referral link and deposit $100 into your account. So it's basically just nice passive income with minimal effort, and you can take that $100 right back out. So anyways, I just want to let y'all know about that, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.